Okay, try it now. Damn it. What's wrong with the thing?
Something's wrong with the fuel, sir. I can't get her to turn over.
Well, what does she normally run on?
This old rust bucket? Fusion energy and prayer, mostly.
Uh-huh. This thing here is the gas cap, right?
The gas cap? It doesn't have a... Wait, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, just giving her a little liquid motivation. There. Try it now.
You just poured a bottle of beer into the coolant system. Do you have any idea how much damage that's going to do?
Pfft, a little Timbiki Dark never hurt anybody. Now turn that engine over. That's an order.
Okay, if you say so. Huh. Well, I'll be damned.
Told you. Ah, hello there, fellow mech warriors. Mage Leader here. Didn't see you come in. You must be here for another one of my abbreviated lectures on the Battlemechs of the Inner Sphere. What? You're not? You just came to check on the engine repairs? Ah, I see. Well, you can rest easy. All of that is more or less taken care of. So long as our alcohol stores hold out, we should arrive safely in the magistracy of Can Opener within a couple short months. Meanwhile, we've got some time to kill. So why don't we head back up to the catwalk and talk about another Battlemech? Alright, so I'll admit that the whole pirate plan was a little bit of a fiasco. Believe me, I'm just as annoyed as the rest of you. Still trying to get those fig juice stains out of my carpet, but that doesn't mean that we can't get something positive out of this whole adventure. For example, you guys are gaining valuable knowledge that will help you in the field. In the event that we ever get to the field, that is. So today, we're going to spend a little time discussing a Battlemech that has been requested by quite a few of you. Today, we're taking a look at the Thunderbolt. The T-Bolt, as it's affectionately known, was first produced in 2491 by Earthworks Incorporated. In fact, this was the first Battlemech that they ever built, and might just be one of the only good things to ever come out of the Capellan Confederation. In those days, the main thrust of mech production was producing heavier, stronger, and more destructive machines. While the Commando had proven the light mech concept to be viable just a few years earlier, the Capellans had yet to catch on. See, back in those days, the Mackie was still considered to be the template for Battlemech design. If your mech didn't at least somewhat resemble that monstrosity, it most likely wouldn't even warrant a second look.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
Mechs were supposed to be big and stompy, so Earthworks decided to make the biggest, stompiest machine that could be built at the time. And somehow those crazy bastards succeeded. That's right, these guys went from concept to prototype to mass production in record time, and at the end of it all, their Battlemech didn't fall apart the moment they took the support struts off. I know, I'm just as shocked as you are. Not only did the Thunderbolt not explode when they flipped the switch, it was also a formidable fighting machine. The Thunderbolt came standard with a large laser, an LRM-15, 3 medium lasers, an SRM-2, and a pair of machine guns. That's a lot of firepower to pack into a 65-ton machine, and its varied arsenal ensured that it could engage, if not dominate, in almost any given scenario. It boasted some of the best protection available at the time, making it an absolute bitch to put down. But all that armor and firepower comes at a cost. The Thunderbolt runs hot, and I mean hot. Almost every weapon it carries is extra heat intensive, and the T-Bolt isn't equipped with enough heat sinks to keep all that stuff cool. This is a mech that seriously benefits from some time spent training in a chameleon, because this thing loves to shut down. Some speculate that more Thunderbolts have died from heat-induced meltdowns than have ever been brought down by enemy fire, and while it might seem like an absurd statement to most, those that have spent any time inside of one probably wouldn't find the idea quite so far-fetched. That doesn't mean that the Thunderbolt is an uncomfortable machine. In fact, it boasts one of the largest Battlemech cockpits in existence. There's enough room for a control couch, toilet, cot, water reserved, and a fully stocked bar manned by a topless supermodel. This is probably the single biggest reason why the design became so popular, though the firepower and armor certainly didn't hurt. In battle, the Thunderbolt can do just about anything, though its heating issues usually keep it in the backlines. A favorite tactic of pilots and commanders alike is to put it in a body of water, then have it unload on the enemy from long to medium range. Some variants have built themselves entirely around this strategy, prioritizing long-range weaponry for maximum sniping. Of course, that doesn't mean that the Thunderbolt can't handle close-up brawls. It packs more armor than some assault mechs, and its ability to both take and give a pounding has led to variants designed around getting right up in the enemy's grill and smashing his face in. The versatility of the design made it outrageously popular. Hell, the Eridani Light Horse even found a way to make these things fucking fly. Earthworks became absurdly wealthy off the design, and expanded their business beyond the Capellan Confederation. They licensed out the design to other manufacturers, earning royalties as the mech spread to all the successor states and to the Star League itself. The Thunderbolt would also find a place in the periphery. When the Taurian Concordat got its hands on the design, it quickly became one of the largest producers and users of the Thunderbolt. Vandenberg and Taurus both began producing them, and happily carried on doing so even while the fires of the Succession Wars raged all around them. In fact, while other mech producers often found themselves turning over their hardware at gunpoint, the manufacturers in the Taurian Concordat remained fairly unscathed, merrily chugging out older variants and selling them at bargain prices. The disintegration of house militaries during the Star League era and subsequent Succession War had given rise to a new form of business, the mercenary, and the Taurians were quick to recognize the opportunity that presented. Merc companies were springing up everywhere as Civil War veterans, retired soldiers, rich kids, and sometimes just batshit crazy people who were bored at home decided to try their luck in the game of mass murder. And the one-stop shop for all things big and stompy was the periphery. The Thunderbolt became one of the most popular starting points for these companies. It was solid, reliable, endlessly customizable, armed to the teeth, and above all, it wasn't too expensive, making it an obvious choice for anyone looking to make some cash by breaking other people's expensive shit. This meant that the Thunderbolt was everywhere, and while a couple variants were lost to time, the basic models never went out of production. You can't march half a kilometer without tripping over one of these things, and chances are you've at least seen one of them in the field, if not driven one yourself. Even the clans use these things, and given how much those guys like to play with overpowered bullshit, that should probably tell you just how good this thing could be. So that's the Thunderbolt. It's a mech that's kept on trucking its way through history. It came from humble beginnings, a first attempt for a company stuck in a nation full of half-starved Marx lovers, and yet despite those handicaps, it rose to become one of the most dominant machines in the inner sphere. It marches onward through the ages, a design from the infancy of the Battlemech itself that has simply refused to die. Its original competitors have largely become obsolete, replaced by bigger, better, or faster designs, but not the T-Bolt. No, it just does what it's always done, a testament to the truth of that old adage: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thank you all for sitting through yet another installment of the Battlemech Primer. If you enjoyed this presentation, leave a like and a comment down below. I read each and every comment I receive, and the feedback is what drives me to keep cranking out more of these things. Our next lecture will be another classic, a Battlemech that needs no introduction, so be sure to tune in. Until next time, this is Mage Leader, signing off.